Marketers are known as the magicians of business. We move products off the shelf, we move them across borders, we add meaning to services you cannot otherwise see or hear or even touch, and we craft emotional appealing messages as well. So we motivate customers to buy more, buy faster, and to buy again. Marketers are also known as manipulators of truth. We angle the product so that the customers don't see the ugly side. We convince you to subscribe to services that you probably don't need and probably won't use as well. And we create smokescreen to cover the lack of substance. So we manipulate customers to buy more, buy faster, and buy again. So for the last 18 years, from newspapers to billboard, fax machines to SMS, buntings to TikTok, SMS to even AR, I've seen marketing technologies come and go. But one thing remains constant is customer psychology. The reason why our ancestors wore bling blings around their necks or diamonds or on their attire, perhaps bracelets and all that, is the same reason why today we take Instagram photos of our latest conquests. Okay, we shoot a video to humble brag about our latest purchases, and we take 541 selfies of our latest travel destinations. The reason is because we want these 3 A's over here: attention, acknowledgement, and affirmation. And marketers, we know this. For the last 5,000 years, for the last 10,000 years, these 3 things have not changed. How we achieve these 3 things may have changed, but it doesn't change the fact that we still want these 3 things: attention, affirmation, and acknowledgement. The thing is that it doesn't stop at purchases. Okay, if marketers were influenced to start at purchases, it would be a lot easier. If you combine the innate knowledge of humans' behavior with the ever-evolving data that's been collected, and then you throw it into some predictive models of AI or machine learning. So the truth is that, why are we stopping at just getting consumers to buy things? Because if you think about it, we can actually influence political views, we can actually change religious perspective as well, or even worse, we can actually tell customers or people in general how much is their self-worth. But while the list drags, okay, the negative impact of marketing is getting longer and longer. It's either people are queuing up for the latest iPhones. If you look at these 3 main problems that we're going to look at today, it may not be created by us, but I can surely tell you, as a marketer myself, I feel that I am responsible in contributing to it. So the first problem, the great divide. In a way, for brands to connect better with our target audience, marketers employ the concept of consumer empowerment. The focus shift on making customers the hero of the brand story and promoting individuality and embracing their uniqueness. Now, while this is inevitable, okay, because in Eugene Schwartz's The 5 Levels of Market Sophistication, the highest level is identity. The overdoing of this will actually cause consumers to be bolder, to be braver in their voice and opinions, even if the perspective may not be socially acceptable or even factually right. With the rise of personal opinions over very public social media channels, we started owning our voices. Okay, we started owning our voices on social issues. It's no longer just debates between brands, whether it's iOS or Android, staying marriage or being in single, or hard copy books, or even Kindle ebooks. No, the debate right now have actually evolved. It can be lockdown or no lockdown, Trump or Biden, vaccine or no vaccine. And here's the thing. If you were to look at either one of those sides, you will realize that the points are very well justified, they are very well researched, and they are very well formed. What happens is that when you don't take sides and you decide to stay in the middle, it's actually very hard for you to choose which side to actually trust. So this actually leads to the great divide, the clash of ideals. The cause of confusion, the trust level will erode over time. Ironically, in the pursuit of building a community, so marketers, we want to build a community of like-minded individuals, we have actually played a part in inciting separation. So the second problem, the celebration of materialism. In the name of gathering social proof, because as marketers, we are always encouraging customers to post how they use the products, some testimonials, selfies with their products, Wi-Fi's at high-end restaurants, and over time for the customers, what started off as a voluntary endorsement of the product or the service has now become a fierce competition. It's now about who has the bigger house, who has the better phones, who has the fastest cars, who has the prettier wives, who have the hunkier husband, who have the happier kids. It's all about the competition right now. If you just turn on your social media feed and just take a quick 60-second scroll, you will realize that you'll be able to spot a lot of humble braggers showing off their expensive watches or their new iPhones that just arrived in the mail or the awards they've actually won. To score more bragging rights, priorities were thrown out the window. Okay, I've met Mark, a Vietnamese retail exec when I was visiting Hanoi, who actually couldn't afford a toilet bowl. When you go to his house, there's literally a hole in the corner where he do his business in, but without fail, every week he has to go to his social media feed and basically check in at Starbucks every weekend. Okay, it's not about just going to the Starbucks, he has to buy a drink as well. So what has happened to priorities when sanitization is not important as satisfaction on social media? To score, but are marketers to blame? Okay, that's the question. In a way, we are, because we encourage customers to spend more even when they have no immediate need. Okay, we ask them to replace even the things are still in use. We ask them to upgrade even the product or the services they have that's still live in it. It's about owning the latest, the greatest, and making sure your friends all know about it. Our reward, of course, we increase the profits of our clients, shareholders are a lot happier, and we ourselves as the marketers, we have bragging rights too. So if you look at it, textile waste has become one of the highest in the world, with customers sometimes admitting that they bought certain pieces of clothes, but they have never wore them. Electronic waste is close second as well, as brands are pushing for shorter and shorter product revisions, appealing to fans who just need to own the latest piece of gadget, even though the existing one is still working. So this celebration of materialism crosses the border of physical to digital, and we rake up more and more subscriptions as well. For example, we subscribe to services we don't use, or we may not be even aware that we have. The conversations now shift from how many different subscriptions you have on your fingertips rather than the consumption of the subscription itself. And the third problem, the passing of snap judgments. So at first, they were movies. And then there were promotional tools to promote the movies. So trailers were actually created. But trailers are proving to be too long. At 90 seconds, they are proving to be too long. So teasers were actually created to sell the trailer. And then after that, now we have 30-second teasers. And now we have 4 to 6 second bumpers. So bumpers sell the teasers, sell the trailers to sell the movie. And of course, we have the 10-second TV spots as well. So what does this mean is that if you think about it, I don't know whether you have actually stared at a goldfish in the eye before. It will look she will basically look at you very fascinatingly for a few seconds before she will continue with her business. So scientists have actually found that for the goldfish and her friends, the attention span is roughly about 9 seconds. Human beings, well, at the turn of the century, we were scoring 12 seconds of attention. In 2015, it has dropped to 8. And then in 2020, we are hovering anywhere between 3 to 5 seconds. So marketers, we were one of the first to actually realize this as well, which is the reason why for Facebook views, Facebook video views, they are actually measured by 3-second views and 15-second true play. So frankly, even though your video could be 5 minutes long, the gauge is the first 3 to 15 seconds. If you look at yourself, the next time when you pick up a phone and you go through your social media feed, how long does it take for you to decide, for you to press the speaker button to hear what the speaker or the audio is actually about, or before you just swipe up to the next video? So because we realize this, we ensure that the most potent information is captured in the first 3 to 5 seconds. So for example, the bumpers or the movie trailers, very short, or in front of article, we actually put in the snippet, the summary, or the highlights. Now, while this is designed to accommodate the digital behaviors, psychologically, we are actually training the consumers to make rapid snap judgment. So what started off is whether should they read or should they not read the article, led on to making decisions. They make very fast decisions. They make very fast decisions when it comes to lifestyle changes, and ultimately when they are making personal opinions on social issues as well. Think about it. When was the last time an argument happened on the internet just because one party read one line or one paragraph and totally missed the whole picture and basically started becoming a keyboard warrior? Okay, so then if you stack with the previous point to help them celebrate their individualism, they, instead of backing off and basically just keeping quiet, the arguments become more escalated right now. So more often than not, the viral posts will continue to involve like-minded people. Again, from the first point we talk about the same camp, right? If let's say you manage to pull people from either one of the camp, suddenly the post will become very viral because everyone want to throw their opinions in. Sadly, the compounding effect, when these three things compound together, it doesn't stop there. As the post gets more and more viral, that's where social media marketers and PR professionals come in, because we want to seize the opportunity to ride the wave. The posts have already gone viral. Can we as the marketers latch on some brand messages on top of the wave as well? And in the process, when we start throwing marketing dollars in, we are actually pushing the debate even further. So one local incident that happened in Malaysia was with the Sugar Book platform. So what started off as a publication of a simple infographic have actually led on to the capture of the platform's founder in a very short time as well. So in a blink and you will miss, in a world that is full of info overloading, where 3-second snap judgments can spark an online war, and then at the same time, we are also filled with the users who actually have the innate need. I want to be different. I want to stand out. They want to have a personal voice. Online presence can be easily manipulated. Okay, so the problem is that we have actually forgotten an age-old ability of discernment. We don't discern anymore because speed of action is favored over depth of thought. Vanity matrix, like likes and how many followers, weigh more than the merits of one character. And social engagement takes precedence over truth behind any of the information. Okay, but the truth is that, is it all doom and gloom? Will marketers really tear the world apart, okay, with our powers over here at the expense of layering our own pockets and filling the bank account of our clients? Okay, as Spider-Man, the great adage says that with great power comes great responsibility. The truth is that as much as I don't want to steal Uncle Ben's line, we are all Peter Parkers over here. We are all Peter Parkers in the marketing world. We now have the power to impact the trajectory of the human race. The question is that, do we do it positively or negative? Are we disrupting how things are done, or are we destroying how lives are lived? And more importantly, do we create a better future for our children, or do we rob them of it? So let's look at 3 mental models that perhaps can help to rectify the 3 issues that we talk about. The first one, uphold the marketer's responsibility. Now, while there is no oath, okay, when a marketer chooses to become a marketer, there's no oath that we sign on when we label ourselves. We each have our own responsibility, whether it's mapping out a product launch, whether it's crafting a punchy headline, or retargeting customers based on their past actions. Because of our innate understanding of consumer behavior and also the buying psychology, we need to know the extent at which we will hold back and prevent ourselves from crossing the line. For copywriting, it is reducing the times we press the prospect's hot button. For retargeting, it means discarding personal behaviors whenever possible. And for niche marketing, it means avoiding racial, gender, or culture stereotyping, while at the same time can actually help build rapport, but at the same time, it will also alienate certain group of the public as well. The second thing that we must do, the mental model we must adapt, is we adopt consequential thinking. So great marketers are both tacticians and they are great strategists as well. And being the strategist means that you have the ability to see further than anyone else. By training ourselves to think cause and effect, we will become more cautious of the repercussions of our actions today. For example, of consequential thinking can be found in Google's announcement of the 2019 Pixel 4 series. So the units themselves and the packaging are made of 80% recyclable materials. As a matter of fact, during the event itself, Google said that by year 2022, all their products will be 100% recyclable. And they actually asked the fans that, you know what, just wait for the feature drops. Even though you own a previous phone, it could be a Pixel 2 or Pixel 3, some of the latest features would be made available. So it's unnecessary for you to basically get the latest gadget all the time, which is quite interesting because while it's good for more and more consumers to buy the latest product, they are actually going against the flow by telling customers that, you know what, the features we are announcing today for the new series is going to be made available for you as well. And Patagonia did the same thing. They ran a similar campaign a few years ago where the company encourages customers to repair their clothes instead of buying new ones. So they actually showcase a series of video contents showing users who either reuse, recycle, or repair their products for prolonged uses. While this may not be a popular choice among the companies who are more sales driven, in the process of reducing global textile wastage, Patagonia has solidified their brand story and created even a deeper bond with their existing fans and followers. So at the start, to be marketers of the future, let's start by thinking of these 1, 2, 3 logical steps that happen after the sale. And we must always be considering of the impact that is outside of the business, whether it's environmental, physical, or mental. And the third thing is journey of the middle path. Perhaps one of the best mental models to incorporate as a conscious marketer is one I learned at the temple when I used to be a Buddhist monk for 3 years. So one of the lessons that I found most profound, easy to understand, yet hard to execute, is to practice the middle path. This meant by incorporating the wisdom of foresight, we need to look at the two extremes of any action and mindfully choose the middle path. So for example, at one end of the spectrum, a nasty marketing campaign can mean the demise of a brand reputation, okay, and make a dent at the company's losses if the campaign is actually done badly. Flip over to the other side, a brilliant campaign may lead the market to market dominance and skyrocket profits. The challenge now as a marketer is to identify what is the midpoint between these two and consciously plan to basically stay the course. Will we be swayed by the demands of the market and our clients? Yes, but at least with our compass pointing north, you are actually able to make adjustments along the way as well. So here we are at the pinnacle of human evolution, but also at the most confusing times in human history. Technology can actually put a man on the moon, but cannot put food on everybody's table. Science can vaccinate the most gruesome of pandemics, and we still cannot cure depression. Knowledge can promise us immortality, and still we cannot be content with what we have. So if you ask me, as marketers, we are the wizards of perception manipulation. We are the magicians of shifting wealth. We have the power to change the course of human history. The impact will not be immediate. As a matter of fact, the effects of what I propose today, the 3 mental models, may not be seen for years or even decades to come. But just like how the bamboo will actually take 5 years to basically grow to 5 feet tall. But in the previous 5 years, there will be inactivity. What I believe is that with the right mental model and a strong sense of responsibility, we will be remembered as agents of positive change. Thank you.